Fernando Alonso took 2 years off from Formula One before returning in 2021 to embark on a new campaign of hopeful success with Alpine. We've seen glimpses of Alonso's World Championship pedigree this season, with a stellar defense against Lewis Hamilton in Hungary and a near-podium finish in Sochi just a few races ago. Entering the 2021 Qatar Grand Prix, Alonso was the highest-placed driver in the championship without a podium finish this season. It looked as though this record would continue, but penalties, punctures, and decades worth of F1 experience helped Fernando secure his first podium since 2014. Ending a personal podium drought is of great importance to Alonso, but the progress made from Alpine is what is even more critical for Fernando as we approach F1's new era starting in 2022. Before we break down Alonso's stellar drive in the desert, if at any point during this video you like what you see, give it a thumbs up and make sure to leave us a comment on what you thought of Alonso's race in Qatar. The Losail International Circuit was totally new to Formula One, so teams had only simulations to go off of when determining race strategies. Alonso was slightly at a disadvantage to the frontrunners as he started on the second row of the grid on the soft tire. Now, although the softer compound helped him get a good start and jump Pierre Gasly after turn 4, it was thought that the soft would not last very long and that those behind Fernando on the harder compound would be at an advantage later in the race. In comparison to the soft runners around him, Alonso came in 10 laps later than Pierre Gasly, who boxed on lap 13, and then 2 laps later than Lando Norris, who pitted on lap 25. The podium seemed to fade away as the likes of Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas were making their charge back up the field, but then a surprise second stop by Perez on lap 41 opened the door for Alpine and Alonso. And this is where Alonso's brilliance really shined under the Losail lights as he retook third and had to just bring the car home. But that task was evidently becoming harder and harder as drivers such as Bottas, Norris, Russell, and then Latifi suffered left front tire failures. The two-time world champion had to manage a 34-lap stint on the C1 tire at great risk of a possible puncture, while also trying to keep a fast pace enough to fend off the Red Bull of Perez. Alonso's lap times on the worn hard tire were actually quite impressive, as we see from lap 41 onwards after Checo's second stop. The Spaniard on average was lapping in the low 1 minute 27s and managed his fastest lap of the race on lap 48 with a 1:26.6. Compare that to Perez's fastest lap of the race set on lap 49 with a 1:25.6. It was this crucial 15-lap phase in the race that enabled Alonso to hold on to third place, as a fortunate virtual safety car all but assured Alpine that Alonso would make it to the end and fend off Perez. By the end of the Grand Prix, Alonso was only 2.8 seconds ahead of Perez and nearing the limits of his tire life. Who knows what could have happened with another few laps to go on that tire, but thankfully for Alonso and Alpine, they're able to celebrate what was a fantastic weekend in Qatar.
It feels good. I think the weekend has been mega for us. The team was phenomenal on the car setup and on the strategy today. We executed one stop, so I think we really deserve it. We were very close in Sochi. The rain stopped us from the podium, but today everything was fine.
Alonso will be delighted to score his first podium since the 2014 Hungarian Grand Prix, and it will be a personal confirmation that his return to Formula One was the right decision. But the podium in Qatar holds far more significance than just the delight of seeing a great driver back on the podium. This weekend was of massive importance to Alpine in the Constructors' Championship, as they entered Losail level on points with AlphaTauri. And with Gasly's stellar P4 qualifying and excellent form as of late, Alpine really needed a big result in order to hold off AlphaTauri's bid to finish in the top 5 for the first time in their history. Alpine really delivered when it mattered the most, on a tricky weekend when Qatar was a new venue for all drivers and teams. This was one of those weekends in which car and driver were in complete unison, as Alonso was loving the Losail experience, saying post-qualifying, quote, I told the team if you put in enough fuel, I could be all night long driving here. I think there are certain circuits that seem to be better for our package. This is one of those. You could really sense Alonso's confidence in the car, and we got to see the World Championship legend we've come to know and love. He got his elbows out on lap 1 and didn't give an inch to championship leader Max Verstappen, and his subsequent overtake on Gasly a few corners later really set his race up beautifully. Alonso's third place, combined with Ocon's P5 finish, puts Alpine clear of AlphaTauri by 25 points with 2 races to go. A significant Qatar Grand Prix result for Alpine might just seal them a solid 2021 season, along with a decent helping hand of Constructors' prize money. But for Alonso, it also leaves him optimistic for his chances in 2022, with a whole new type of formula on the horizon. The 40-year-old has been pushing the team since the onset of 2021 in order to put them in prime position for 2022 and beyond. Having scored a podium himself and his teammate a victory this year, it's great progress from Alpine after showing some positive signs last season in 2020. Considering the top 3 we saw in Qatar, who wouldn't want to see the trio of Verstappen, Hamilton, and Alonso battling for wins next season at the front of the grid? So what did you think of Alonso's P3 finish in Qatar, and where do you see Alpine and Alonso heading in the future and beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure to also click the notification so you never miss a new video following a race this season. Thanks very much for watching today, and until next time, it's bye for now.